Maybe it's just me, but I had never heard of GPU corrosion before, at least in terms of oxidation from areas that have high salt water content in the air, like living at the coast. I live in a very dry part of the country. I'd never seen or heard of this in my entire life. But a friend sent me his 2080 and wanted me to repaste the GPU and also to take a look and just see if there was anything else going on there, because apparently the card was acting a little bit weird, something like that, right? So I took the card apart, but before I even got to taking the card apart, I noticed that the backplate was rusting pretty badly. So that was interesting. And then I proceeded to, remove the PCB from the cooling section and repaste the chip. But as I opened it up, I realized the screws were rusting. I realized that there was a lot of oxidation on the PCB itself. So I decided I had to do some deoxidizing, if you will. So I used my phone camera, scanned very close to like all of the chips, just trying to check everything very carefully, of course. And then I moved on to using vinegar to deoxidize some sections of the board that had gone green, right? And so I'd cleaned that all up. And then I checked in the ports as well, just to double check and make sure that they weren't too badly rusted. I mean, this was blowing my mind at this point. I'd never seen anything like this. I then proceeded to use alcohol. I swabbed the whole board just as a preliminary cleaning precaution, very carefully, of course. Haven't even touched the heat paste at that point. I'm not like a super pro electronics guru, right? I don't do micro soldering or anything like that, though I've tried. It's very hard. But I can repaste a CPU and fix computers and things like that and do, minor soldering here and there if needed. But anyway, so yeah, I eventually got to the GPU itself, cleaned it up best I could, used alcohol to do that, little brushes, little weird blue brush thingies that I have, cleaned that up, put it all back together, plugged into my PC, gave it a test, ran a few games, worked like a dream. But an end note to the story is my friend who sent the 2080 to me, he also has a 7900 XTX, and that just went on the fritz. And apparently he took that to the nearest computer shop to him, maybe like 2 days ago. They opened it up, right? And they were like, there's moisture and salt damage on there too. I mean, this blows my mind. I knew this happened to cars. I really knew this happened to cars, but to GPUs, I did not know. So the solutions are, if this happens, right, apparently is to have a dehumidifier in the room where the PC is. That's probably one solution. Well, that's the one I Googled. Or potentially doing a water cooling solution on the GPU, the motherboard, and the CPU, and somehow building the radiators on the outside of the case, right? The radiation and the radiators and the fans on the outside of the case, right? And maybe just having like one little fan in there just for like the general heat of the other chips and stuff on the motherboard, right? But yes, there you go. GPU degradation via oxidation from salty, moist air. Who knew?